putting your feet on. Stop doing that. This is my microphone. Don't touch it. Boy, do I wish I was Miss Clara McLaughlin. This is not Miss Clara, but this is Vanessa and Reverend CJ here on the Impact Radio Show, guys. A span of over 1.3 million listeners covering Northeast Florida and Southern Georgia. Peace and welcome, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Impact. It has been a very busy day.
It surely has, CJ. How's your Thursday?
It's impactful as always. Got some new inventory in from the Ivory Coast, some lace looking, attire looking. So I'm excited about, some things going on. And the impactful moment is going to be very, very, very fun. Y'all, I didn't hit y'all with the petty Jesus, hit y'all with the petty Paul. We're going to have our first petty prophet moment. Sammy being real petty. So I can't wait for your impactful moment.
All right, guys. And before I am hosting tonight, my name is Vanessa Davis. If you're not familiar with me, aka Miss Do It Talk, as some may say. Tonight we have Reverend CJ II leading us in an impactful moment that you guys do not want to miss. So we are set to have a great show. CJ, before we get too far into it, man, do business with one of the oldest Black-owned media companies in this area. Guys.
You need to ask your businesses to carry copies of the Florida Star so you can go and pick it up at your leisure. Or do yourself one better. Subscribe. For less than a cup of coffee, you can have your own independent. That's that time catching up. Independent media outlet.
Right. It's more important now more than ever for you to support independent media, right? You got people like Fox News, where they got to be paid by somebody, so they be doing their own thing. And you got people like MSNBC, where they got to be paid by somebody, so they trying to follow what that person's doing. The Florida Star is an independent media company. They don't have to listen to nobody. And that is important because you are more likely to get the truth, guys. TheFloridaStar.com. TheFloridaStar.com. What, Samantha?
TheFloridaStar.com.
TheFloridaStar.com. Guys, weekly subscriptions are available. CJ.
Yes.
We are going to let these people know, those of you that are getting ready for a quiet night inside or just hanging out this fine Thursday, feel free to call in now. We are listening in around the area to see what message has impacted you this week. There are plenty of places you could have been, events, TV shows you could be watching, and you guys chose to be on Victory Station with us tonight. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Let us know how you're feeling.
Definitely. I will tell you, I am definitely on my May the 4th be with you.
Oh, yeah.
I was real disappointed looking through the events and didn't really see any like Star Wars crawls or costume things going on this year.
Yeah, it's Star Wars Day, guys.
Yes.
May the 4th be with you.
And with you.
And next week, guys, we're going to have news and information for all of the listeners. We're going to have a moment, and we'll be excited to share with you what that impactful moment will be. Is probably going to be from Reverend CJ from Kingdom Builders Initiative.
Yes.
And, of course, myself, the director and writer, I will be following up on news stories like our mayoral race out here in Duval County and all the other stories in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. Join us here next week, Thursday, at the same time for some more Impact Radio Show. Ready for a quick news segment? You guys can just, the live people only seeing my bald head move around. A quick news break for the listeners of the Victory Station, 1360 AM, 94.7 FM. Russia is accusing the U.S. and Ukraine on a drone strike in the Kremlin. This is by Lennox Kalfungwa A Russian T-72B3 tank opening fire on Ukrainian positions as Russian soldiers prepare a tank for combat before they can be seen maneuvering into position. The footage then shows a tank moving among the ruins of a city and repeatedly opening fire on unseen targets before maneuvering away as the footage ends. Guys, this is what's going on live in the fight in Russia.
Yes.
Say hey, Samantha.
Hi.
Hey, Dr. Sean. We got new little producers in here today,
Yes.
and they are reading with me. I always got to make something an education lesson, so they are reading along with me. For NBC News, Steve Kornacki, covering the Kentucky Derby is a dream job. This is by Jim Williams. Out of Washington, D.C., NBC Sports is in full horse racing mode as the first weekend of May leads the hardcore and casual fan to the Churchill Downs for the annual first leg of the Triple Crown Series, the 149th running of the Kentucky Derby. The network will be providing a record 7.5 hours of coverage on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
I'm starting to think the Triple Crown is cursed because every time somebody get close, either somebody break their foot at the finish line or the track is too muddy. It's like Secretariat said, I got it, can't nobody have it. Or you got people out there doping their horses up and say, I didn't know I was doping my horses up, but I guess I was doping my horses.
Speaking of Russia. Anyway. Former Apple employee has been ordered by the court to repay the company $19 million after pleading guilty. This is by Vibhu Patnaik. A former employee at Apple Inc. has been sentenced to 3 years in prison, CJ, for stealing approximately $17 million from the company through wire fraud. The Cupertino-based company examined the losses that the former employee had committed, leading to the firing from Apple and the arrest from federal authorities. Apple unveiled 4 new iPhones, 3 new Apple Watches, and an updated AirPods Pro during a press event on Wednesday in Cupertino, California. On September 7th, Deandra Prasad was ordered by the court to repay $19 million involving mishandling and inflating the price of equipment.
I hope she got it.
Including accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in salary and bonuses. This was from Mustafa Seven, been in GA in Georgia. According to the release from the Department of Justice, Deandra Prasad was also ordered to pay $19.27 million in restitution for conspiring to defraud Apple of millions of dollars and for related tax crimes.
That's why I got an Android.
Mommy,
Yes.
why do they have to pay extra? But he only took $7 million, but he have to pay $9.
Because he
million.
also took a salary and got other stuff from the job. Great question. Why did he have to pay back more than he took? Because he took a lot more than just that $17 million. Wow.
That's
bad.
Listen, when you start taking money in the millions, I don't understand why you stay in the country. Like,
right.
That's you taking 7 to 8 figures worth of cash.
Millions.
That ain't as bad as somebody we saw that didn't get paid for 3 months and they took all the stuff out the register and threw all the meat on the floor. I bet you Apple feeling like him right about now. Missing all that needed cash.
Mm-hmm. Man, look, just if the job is that bad, start doing something else. Find something else. You don't have to be like that.
Yeah, because I want to know how you got 3 months in. Three months in.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you had me at first pay period.
Right.
Yeah, we want to end this.
Anyway, well, we are up against another break. When we come back, we will have our impactful moment. And we'll probably end with a little bit of events and information you don't want to miss. Stay tuned for this ad break from the Victory Station.
to the Impact Radio Show, brought to you by the Florida Star. I am Reverend J Frederick, your African gentleman, and I'm getting ready to bring you your impactful moment brought to you by Kingdom Builders Initiative Group, where we encourage you to be the kingdom. So like I said, I was excited today because I got to bring y'all my first petty prophet moment.
All right.
So how I want to impact your guys' Thursday today is I'm going to talk about a hard subject. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Some of y'all already know where I'm going. So Saul was commanded to not only kill the king, but he was commanded to kill all of the oxen and the asses and everything to make sure that the house of Israel lasts forever. Saul was appointed to be king because Israel begged for a king. They were supposed to be a kingdom of priests. They were supposed to be, the priests among the nations, and they was only supposed to bow down and show supplication only to God, but they begged for a king, and who they got? The tall, light-skinned brother hiding behind the baskets. So when he came and God gave him an order to take out Philistines, he decided that not only was he going to do what he thought was best, but to try to appease God, he tried to basically make a mess and then ask God to bless it. So here is the thing. Obedience is better than sacrifice. We get a command from God to do the things that we are called to do, or the things that we are appointed to do. And whenever we veer from those instructions that we are giving us, when we start making messes, all of a sudden we want to start asking for grace on the stuff that we did. Like mom telling us to clean the room, and we thought picking the clothes up was the sum total of it. So she running in the door, and now it's the stuff under the bed, reaction. Or God been telling you to start that business and go do all of your research first, but you went out there and got your first loan, bought all of your inventory, and now you're stuck with it. Whoop. And what you end up with
is a PPP loan.
It's a PPP loan. Right. Scam loan. What you end up with is things outside of the will of God, and now you find yourself trying to overexert yourself and do extra things, but all you had to do was follow the instructions in the first place. So where do we end up finding Mr. Saul at? So Saul decided he wasn't going to kill the king, because when you conquer a nation, you get to bring the king through the city, kind of like a feather in your cap, saying, "Look, we won. This is my trophy." He saved the best of the calves and the oxen and gave it to his men. So when Samuel came strolling up, God tells Samuel, "Hey, it has made me sad that I made Saul king." What you don't want to do is have God call you and then say to himself, "I am sorrowful to myself that I gave this person this anointing, this ability, this,
never want that to happen.
These talents, and they using them stupidly." So here's the petty prophet mode. Samuel come walking up, and he was saying, Samuel, he said, "Saul, I thought God commanded you to do a thing." And here's Saul, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. "I commanded everything that the Lord told me." Here's the moment. Then what is the bleating of sheep and the wailing of oxen that I hear in my ear? Do you not know that obedience is better than sacrifice? My mom used to always tell me I was a horrible thief, because every time I would go in the room, I would leave the trail of everything that I didn't clean up behind myself, didn't put things back where they go. So I'm leaving the evidence of my disobedience all over the place. Man, what we don't want to do as we are walking this journey with God, trying to impact the world that we live in, is leaving a trail of disobedience in relationships, a trail of disobedience, in our lives, a trail of disobedience at work, because the only thing that a trail of disobedience does is show you that God can't tell you nothing. God can't give you no responsibilities. Because here's the part of the story, a lot of y'all probably don't connect. Because of what Saul didn't do, Naaman came back to hunt the children of Israel in the book of Esther. Because Saul didn't want to kill the king, you had almost a genocide commanded by the king of Persia to take out the children of Israel, because this dude was a descendant of the king that Saul didn't kill. So, hey, it's nothing like living your best life. Everything is going on, and the stuff that you swept under the rug, all of a sudden start to come out, because you thought that it would be better to sacrifice than to just obey in the beginning. So if I don't leave you guys with anything, listen to the instructions. Do everything that God tells you to do, even if it's a hard thing. Because I'm pretty sure them sheep and oxen look like they taste good after being out there fighting. I'm pretty sure all of the gold and stuff that God told them to discard.
Mhm.
Sometimes all money ain't good money. You don't want to have taken spoils and ill-gotten gains out of disobedience because you think that you are doing God a favor. Obedience is always better than sacrifice, because at least when you obey, you only have to go through it once. As we see in history, whenever you are disobedient, you then have to make the sacrifice to deal with the reverberations of the things that you could have done in the first place.
Oh, you mean like being disobedient children and not sitting in the chair that I told them to sit in?
Yeah. See, what's going to happen is somebody going to have to sacrifice a ride home because we're going to have to be pouting from pops and everything else. But hey, people, this has been your Impactful Moment, brought to you by Reverend J Frederick, your African gentleman. We wanted you to please partner with Kingdom Builders Initiative Group. We are live every Sunday at 9:30. We are, trying to build a membership where we can start meeting in person at 113 West 17th Street. So, hey, join us at 9:30. Listen to us. If you love this teaching, join, and partner with us in any ways you can with Kingdom Builders Initiative Group. Like we said, we encourage you to be the kingdom.
Thank you so much, Reverend J Frederick from the Kingdom Builders Initiative Group. I love doing you like that.
Always.
Guys, do not forget to do business with trailblazing, female-owned independent media company, the Florida Star. Help preserve the legacy of Miss Claire McLaughlin by supporting the Florida Star today, guys. Get your subscription, ask your favorite businesses to carry current issues. We are up against another quick ad break from the Victory Station. And when we get back, we'd love to hear from you. Hey, Preacher Dawson. Hey, Dr. Shine. We love seeing you guys live on our feeds.
Hey, Mr.
And
David.
we'll let you guys know what we got going on in the city this coming month of May.
Yes.
You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned after these messages. Speaking truth to power. Welcome back to the Impact Radio Show presented by the Florida Star. Woo! Happy Friday Eve, everybody. We made it to the end of the week. It has been a heavy week. Just wanted to thank God for CJ number 1 coming back home. He's about to celebrate his birthday soon.
He will be 80 years old
Amen.
on the 24th. This man will be 80. I was telling him today, he done entered the Methuselah age with him and the neighbor standing outside and they comparing their last doctor visit. Oh, I had this happen. Yeah, man, I was at the doctor the other day and I had this happen.
And it's like that sometimes. But we were so happy to see him. Just a shout out to him and the whole family. Can't leave Miss Irene out.
Oh, God, no, I wasn't hear the end of it.
We love everyone. Some events coming up that you guys might be interested in. The 58 Isle of 8 Flags Shrimp Festival is happening this weekend in Fernandina Beach. It is 3 days. Technically, it started today because they had a parade. It's Friday to Sunday, right? In downtown Fernandina, it is the 58th Isle of 8 Flags Shrimp Festival. And it's always the first weekend of May, guys. So they did the parade today. Tomorrow will be waterfront food booths from 3 to 10, a kids fun zone from 5 to 10. And Saturday, there'll be more waterfront food booths in the kids fun zone from 9 to 8. Sunday, they're going to have a closing of the festival, and they really are going to enjoy, hey, Taryn, what they got going on up there in Fernandina. So if you haven't been to the Shrimp Festival out there, please check it out. Also, Mother's Day is right around the corner.
Yes.
If you haven't thought to get anything for Mother's Day, hey, Love Rain, please consider your African gentleman. He just got some new inventory, some unique inventory.
So hey, man, if you're trying to dress like your mama, match your mama, get your mama a nice, opera purse. For those of you who don't know, that's an actual African word for African print. There's other words than dashikis out there. So yeah, you definitely, hit up your African gentleman, and don't forget us on Father's Day. You know what I mean? We don't want no more Benderoo ties. We don't want no more drawings.
No more grill stuff.
No more grill. Listen, if y'all asking us for diamonds, y'all got diamonds, and I get another tie.
We're not going there. Anyway, the Mother's Day celebration coming up Saturday, May 13th at the Potter's House. Tickets start at $60. You're looking at Miss Shirley Caesar. You're looking at Mr. Marvin Sapp, and many others. It's going to be a great Mother's Day. There's also a Spirit Revelation Conference happening June 6th at the Prime F. Osborne, guys. If you're available,
Spirit Revelation.
Free.
That sounds like some running, shouting, screaming.
Hey, some people need it. Hey. The Jacksonville Jazz Festival is coming up. That's presented by the city of Jacksonville, guys. VIP tickets start at $89, but the festival is free, so don't forget your chair. I don't think they let you bring beverages in there anymore, but please go out and enjoy yourself and stay hydrated.
Definitely. The
Derby and Rose is happening this Saturday at 4 p.m. Guys, we already talked about the Kentucky Derby coming up, so there's several different events surrounding the Kentucky Derby. This one, tickets prices start at $80. CJ, you got a free event coming up. What's going on?
Yes, if you guys are free tomorrow in between the hours of 6 and 10, come by Kingdom Plaza, your African gentleman. We'll be showing off some new inventory from the Ivory Coast. Got some live music, some food trucks, and it is the spring fashion show put on by Miss T. Ellison. And as usual, your African gentleman will be out there bringing the vibes from the motherland. So yes, please come out to Kingdom Plaza from 6 to 10 to join the spring fashion show. Come and get your closet decolonized.
If you're interested in submitting your story to the newspaper, please contact do_and_talk on major social media platforms. Guys, hush. I got my P and repeat. On that note, we are so thankful to having you guys with us every Thursday. Guys, at this point, I just want to remind you guys that this is the Impact Radio Show presented by the Florida Star. Please pick up a paper. I have a front page article in one of the recent papers.
So front page yourself.
You could definitely learn something new about what's going on in the community. CJ, can you shout out how people can reach out to you once again?
Please make sure you hit me up on Instagram at African_gentleman13, on Facebook at African Gentleman, also at my Reverend Carl Frederick page, and you can reach me on all social media platforms.
Guys, so much gratitude to you all for listening, to our writers and producers. Thanks to our presenting sponsor, the Florida Star, our partners, the Ritz Theater and Museum, African Lady, African Gentleman, African Gentleman again, and African Lady again, Do and Talk, and Kingdom Builders Initiative Group. A special thanks to Samantha and Barbara for leaning in and being bad. And of course to Reverend CJ for the impactful moment. My name is Vanessa Davis. I've been your director, writer, producer, lady of the minute today, guys. And you can find me at do_and_talk on all social media platforms. You know what I just thought about, CJ?
Yes.
My business name is Do and Talk, and what I do in that business is right.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
So you're doing right.
Doing, talking, and writing. I'm doing a lot of stuff. But we're so thankful to you guys for listening in this Thursday. Yes, I am picking crust off my child's face as we end the show. We will see you next week, Thursday.
Please, thank you. Back to your regular schedule, gospel music.
Bye. Bye.
Bad.
But listen to your mom and your dad.
That time up there is messing me up.
So 55 already.
Yeah, we still have 4 minutes left in the show.
Yeah.
You finished the show? Golden angel. Oh, you can leave my house.
This is a big episode for you,
No, you were fighting. Because you were the good team and he was black. Which one's the good in Star Wars?
Well, actually, both of these guys were good guys.
Can I
You
see?
have Mace Windu and Anakin Skywalker.